Hello everyone. Sorry it's been such a while since I put out a video. Got kind of crazy hectic and I worked some overtime and I've been tired. We just got Alex back from college. We still don't know what's wrong with his arm, but I just rehoused. I had 23 so far of the assassin bug nymphs. And I put them in one of those clear plastic 1/24 scale display cases, and a friend of mine said she just keeps all her baby nymphs together, and whatever may be. So I decided to take her advice and put them all together, and I now have 21 because I think the two weaker ones, and I could tell when I moved them, they weren't moving very well. They were snatched up quite quickly. So, I'm going to say it's kind of like the rule of the strongest survive kind of deal. I'm going to make sure that I feed these guys regularly. Again, there was 28, 23 hatched, 26 hatched, 3 died. Now 2 more have been cannibalized in here, but they're doing great so far. So what I did is, again, I took her advice. She's raised a handful of them, a handful of batches so far. She said she just puts the small crickets in there and lets them go. Now, if we can get this to focus, and I lost my little light. I don't know where I put it. Yeah, the one that always makes all the static. But you can see here you got 1, 2, 3, 4 baby nymphs on that one cricket. Now the one that's at the very bottom, that's the one that actually took the cricket down. And the other ones just kind of jumped in to join in. So in here it looks like you got, is this the cannibalization here, I think. I believe, yeah, you could see it. Yeah, that was one of the weaker ones when I got it out. So you had that one, and I believe somewhere in this area, I think underneath, oh look, I think underneath they had one of the ones cannibalized themselves. Anyway, so I threw a few crickets in there. I figured I would give the crickets, the night and see what happens. And if the other ones don't attack them, because it seems like one of them can grab a hold of it, and once it inserts its whatever you want to call that, the siphon tube or whatever, where it delivers its venom and sucks the fluid out of these things, once one of them gets in there, it doesn't take long before the cricket dies. You can see that one right there is trying to decide if he's man enough right now to do it, and they hit quick. I mean, they're quick. You guys seen the adults, but what I'm gonna do is these continue to hatch again, because there was 78 total. Anything else? See that? I mean, that's how quick they are, and they can hammer prey bigger than them. And you'll probably see what'll happen now is, oh, that cricket got away. Generally, when you have these like this, I know when I had my adults, when they were smaller, when one would grab it, the other ones would kind of fight. You can see they're kind of like all ganging up here trying to feed off this one cricket. Surprised somebody else isn't trying to steal this cannibalistic one here, but yeah, they've been hatching pretty regularly. Matter of fact, again, out of the 28, 26, out of the 28 first group, 26 have hatched. 3 have died, 2 now have got cannibalized, so you have 21 total. There was 49 in the second group of eggs. So these things are probably going to continue to hatch over the course of the next month or so. And you could almost tell, because the eggs that are buried, once they start to kind of, I don't know, it's almost like they work their way to the surface, and then next thing you know, there's no more egg and there's just these guys. But there was 5 yesterday that hatched, and then 1 more hatched today. So there was 6 total in the hatching bin. So they're doing well. I am going to send some of these. I'd like for them to molt once, but I am going to send a handful of these to Trey Beck. Probably sometime after Memorial Day. I'm hoping that a couple of them molt, or they start feeding, better. I'm going to feed them every few days. See if we can't get that first molt out of some of them, and then send those off to Trey so he can have the little communal he has. But like I said, I thought it was kind of interesting, and I had them all separated in their each containers, and I bought the pinhead crickets, and it was just a pain in the rump for these things. You can see how they insert that. If you look at that one on the left there, see that? I'll have to get the actual term of what that is. So they insert that in there, and they'll suck this thing dry, this cricket, and then they'll just be carcasses. And that's what you get, basically the exoskeleton of the prey item is generally what's left, and I just pick those right out. Now I could feed these things would do great on isopods, and probably, and they didn't really do all that great with the pinheads. I just think that they were, I don't know if they were too small or what the deal was, because these things aren't big by no means. That cricket there is probably maybe 3/8 of an inch long. So those little guys are probably maybe 1/4 of an inch, maybe 3/16 of an inch. They're not big at all. And you can see the fine strands of the cocoa fiber. And that's all that's in there is see, there's one of the cannibalized ones there, right on the right side of that log. So you have that one there, and then the one there. Now see, look how big that cricket looks. And that one right there, bug has got his little thing into it, but they're hard to wrangle because they're so big. And these crickets are small. These are the small size crickets. Smallest crickets I could find. And again, they'll gang up on them, and I imagine by the time I get home tonight from my daughter's softball game that these crickets will all be gone. It's going to be kind of hard for me to count how many assassin bugs I have until they get a little bit bigger, but I figured I'd keep them in that for now, and then when they get bigger, I'll put them in one of the bigger ones and go from there. Now my next venture is to try and find my little plug-in light so that I can do videos a little bit better. I'm kind of distraught without it. So I'm trying to rip I usually leave it here on my headboard of my bed plugged in, and it's not there. So I'm not quite sure where I put it. So look for some more videos to come. We got feeding video, and we're going to feature Brachypelma bomi. This will be his last feeding with me. He goes to Buffalo on Sunday, along with 2 of the 4 discalus that are left. And I will be getting a Encycritella olivaceum, and I'm not quite sure what else I'm going to get. I'm hoping a Diversipes, Eberipora, and a Harpactira, either Curvipes or Marxie, one of the 2. Those are kind of what my goal is for the trades for these. And then I'm looking for a Brachypelma albiceps. I think that's the only thing that I would possibly purchase. But there's a couple other tarantulas I'm interested in trading for the discalus anyway, and that I'm looking for maybe another pokey, maybe a Tigrin Waselli, or a Poecilotherius fusca lowland, or a Rufilata, maybe a Smithy. She has every pokey available. So I'm considering, picking up another pokey. So that's kind of where we're at. I think I'm going to do some GoPro videoing in the next few days just to get the hang of that. Try to take the GoPro with me to Buffalo to see Ruth and Vaughn, and hopefully have a good time. My daughter's going to go with me. I'm looking forward to the day and see what interesting things I can come back with. I'm not going to pick up much more than what I'm trading for. I said if I do buy one, it'll only be one. And there is a handful of species that if I do come across them and they're a good price, that I probably will pick them up. But we'll see what happens. But, you know, comment down below what you think. You know, I mean, you got the Harpactira curvipes, Harpactira marxi, the Poecilotheria rufilata, ornata, Sapusca lowland, Miranda, which I already have, but I wouldn't mind another one. Tigrin Weselli is one that I've always wanted. Let me know what you guys think. You know, maybe we'll do a little poll and see which one everybody says. I figure I could either get one or two of those with the trade. And then I think I do want to get the Iberipora diversipies, so that one's probably a definite. But that third one, you know, even if I got to put in a little bit of money to pick it up, let me know what you guys think. Should I get another Pokey, or should I get another Harpactira? I know the Marxi doesn't get very big. I'm not sure about the curvipes. I don't know a lot about them. You know, we know the Rufilata, Ornata, Fasciata get big. The Barra, the Sapusca lowland get pretty big. And that's what I'm looking for. But I would like to pick up another Brachypelma. And I am trading my male Dolithocelli diamentinensis, the mature male, to Adam Erickson for a 1¼ Brachypelma Baumgarteni. So I'm kind of looking at different Brachypelmas. You know, maybe I'll find another Bomi, you know, a small Bomi, even though the Baumgarteni are pretty close to the Bomis themselves. But we'll see what they have and go from there. I'll probably end up coming home with more than what I want. But okay, so hope you enjoyed this, baby nymphs. And there hasn't been a lot going on since the last video. The Poecilotheria regalis molted. I really still have no idea what it is because it just completely shredded the molt. I had suspected female before. I don't see emboli, and I can't. Well, let's see. I can take the light up there with it. There it is. That's a decent size. So I can't get a good ventral to get an idea, but maybe I'll try and get it out, see what's going on. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. We're going to rehouse that E-Mira or I-Mira. Still haven't done it yet. And do have some stuff getting ready to molt. Up top there is the Ceratogyrus darlingi, needs to molt bad, and the Cambridgei, Semmelpace Cambridgei, looks like a grape. So, okay, well, I'm going to upload this video before I have to go pick up Eric and then go to my daughter's softball game. So, talk to you guys soon.